lamp left on for me. I sit inside the quiet where the noise used to be. The winter night is gentle and it settles in my chest. Strange how in the emptiness my heartbeat feels its best. I used to fear the quiet, every shadow on the wall, but now it feels like something that's not trying to take it all. In the quiet of this room I feel a small light growing slow. I keep pretending I'm still lost, but a part of me now knows every time the silence comes it doesn't hurt the way it did. Some pain begins to soften when we finally let it live. The echoes aren't as heavy, they don't pull me like before. I breathe into the stillness, feeling something gently pour. Not joy and not forgiveness, just a softness in the air. A quiet kind of knowing that I'm learning how to care. I thought I'd always break apart in the spaces left by you, but nights like this remind me there is more that I can choose. In the quiet of this room I feel a small light growing slow. I keep pretending I'm still lost, but a part of me now knows every time the silence comes it doesn't hurt the way it did. Some pain begins to soften when we finally let it live. Maybe healing isn't sudden, maybe hearts return in waves. Maybe sitting with the darkness is the only way we're saved. And in this room that once felt hollow I find something warm and true. I'm not the same as when I lost you, I'm someone who made it through. In the quiet of this room the light learns how to stay. I keep saying I'm still broken, but it feels less true today. Every time the night unfolds I breathe a little more. Some endings don't feel empty, they just open up a door. So I turn the lamp down gently, letting softness fill the night. Some rooms stay quiet forever and still carry their own light. Polaroid lies on the floor, half lit by the fading sun. I didn't mean to notice it, but some moments can't be undone. Your smile is caught in motion, soft and quiet, slightly blurred. Funny how a single picture holds the weight of every word. I thought I'd hidden everything, tucked the past behind a door, but memories tend to surface in the things left on the floor. And this Polaroid on the floor still knows the way I used to feel. I keep pretending I've moved on, but the truth is far less real. Every time I pick it up my heart breaks just a little more. Some moments stay forever in the pictures we ignore. faded edges like I'm touching you again. The colors are all slipping now, but the ache still remains. I try to put it down again, but my hands don't wanna move. Some memories ask questions that the heart can't help but prove. I thought that time would blur you out, let the image slowly fade. But even in its quiet, where your presence never strayed. And this Polaroid on the floor still knows the way I used to feel. I keep pretending I've moved on, but the truth is far less real. Every time I pick it up, my heart breaks just a little more. Some moments stay forever in the pictures we ignore. Maybe love was meant to fade like colors losing light, but somehow what we capture still survives the quiet night. If letting go is learning how to live with what remains, then maybe this small photograph explains why letting go still pains. And this Polaroid on the floor still whispers who we used to be. I keep saying I'm alright, but the truth won't set me free. Every time the room goes still, your memory feels restored. Some stories never leave us, they just live inside the image stored. I place it gently on the table, though I know I should let go. Some pictures never leave you because they hold what we once chose.
After the door closed softly, the room felt hollow in its sound. I stood there with a sentence that I never let come out. The winter light was fading as the quiet filled the air. Funny how the words unsaid are the ones that stay the longest there. I thought I'd walk away from this, leave the past where it belonged, but silence has a clever way of proving me all wrong. And the last line I never said still lingers in the dark. I keep pretending I've let go, but the truth still leaves its mark. Every time the night grows still, your memory comes instead, haunting like a sentence pause where the final words were left unsaid. I try to name the feeling, but it slips between my hands, like writing something fragile that the heart won't understand. I breathe a little deeper, but it doesn't change the room. Some goodbyes don't echo loud, they settle quietly in the gloom. I thought that I'd grown strong enough to face the things I fled, but strength can't fix the hollow where the missing words were left. And the last line I never said still lingers in the dark. I keep pretending I've let go, but the truth still leaves its mark. Every time the night grows still, your memory comes instead, haunting like a sentence pause where the final words were left unsaid. just a breath before you'd go. I'd tell you how the quiet hurts in ways you'll never know. But time moves with indifference, and doors don't open twice. Some feelings stay unspoken, sealed beneath the ice. And the last line I never said still finds me in the night. I keep saying I've moved on, but the words don't feel quite right. Every time the world stands still, the truth returns again. Some stories end in silence, where the heart refused the end. So I sit inside the quiet, letting echoes fade and fall. Some lines never spoken still say everything after all.
The bus is moving slowly, and my breath fogs up the glass. I wipe a little circle out and watch the city passing fast. But in the faded window light, I catch a glimpse of something true. Quiet face I barely know, shaped by memories of you. It's strange how moving forward makes the past come into view. Like every turn the bus takes is a road that leads to you. In the reflection on the window, I see pieces of my heart. I keep pretending I've moved on, but I don't know where to start. Every time the streetlights blur, the truth becomes so clear. I'm still carrying the shadows of a love that disappeared. The hum of tired engines feels like thoughts I left behind, soft echoes of the moments I keep trying not to find. I tell myself I'm different now, stronger than I used to be. But the girl inside the window still looks a lot like me. I thought that time would lift the weight, gently loosen every thread. But some emotions learn to stay in quiet corners of the head. In the reflection on the window, I see pieces of my heart. I keep pretending I've moved on, but I don't know where to start. Every time the streetlights blur, the truth becomes so clear. I'm still carrying the shadows of a love that disappeared. Maybe healing isn't sudden, maybe change is slow to rise. Maybe some of what we lose still lingers in our eyes. And on this quiet moving bus, I finally understand I'm allowed to miss someone still learn how to stand in the reflection on the window. I meet myself again tonight. I keep saying I'm okay, but my chest tells me I'm not quite. Every time the darkness shifts, your memory reappears, and I finally see the truth. I'm still learning how to let go of the years. The bus keeps moving forward, and I breathe out through the cold. Some faces in the window change, but some stories stay untold.
I didn't mean to think of you, but some nights choose for me. The quiet lays your shadow down where my tired thoughts should be.
The winter air is gentle, but it stirs what I avoid. Some memories move on their own, filling up the empty void.
I try to keep the past asleep, tucked away where it can't stay. But certain nights unfold to things I never meant to replay.
We thought we had outgrown this ache, learned to walk through without pain. But silence has a tender way of calling back your name.
When memories move on their own,
There's nothing left to shield the heart.
we keep pretending we've let go, but
We don't know where to start.
every time the night stands still,
Truth begins to show.
some pieces of the past return
In ways we never chose. Your voice comes back in fragments, soft and quiet, barely heard. Like reading notes I once wrote down, but never meant to word.
I breathe but can't release them. They cling to what I feel.
Some thoughts don't want forgiveness, they just want to feel real. I walk across the hallway, hearing echoes from before. A part of me still waiting by a half-remembered door.
We say we're done remembering, that the past has lost its hold. Yet here we stand in quiet rooms,
Pulled in by stories left untold.
when memories move on their own.
There's nothing left to shield the heart.
We keep pretending we've let go,
But we don't know where to start.
every time the night stands still,
Truth begins to show.
some pieces of the past return
In ways we never chose. Maybe closure isn't real, maybe healing shifts in ways. Maybe what we called forgetting is the strength to face the days.
and maybe we don't lose the past.
Maybe it just learns to change. Some memories stay soft enough to hold, but far enough to estrange. When memories move on their own, they speak the things we never said.
We keep saying we moved on, but our hearts turn back instead. Every time the world grows
The
still,
truth becomes our own.
some parts of who we were return to guide us home. So we let the night unfold us,
letting quiet pull us through. Some memories move gently, reminding us what's true.
I tell my friends I'm doing fine, and they nod like they believe. I laugh at all the right moments, but it's just something I rehearse to leave. The winter night is quiet, and it settles on my chest. Funny how pretending works until I'm left alone to rest. I thought I could outrun the weight, hide it in the noise of days, but silence has a way of showing everything I couldn't face. And this is the moment I stop pretending I'm okay. Every truth I've pushed aside finds its way back through the gray. When the night is standing still, I feel the cracks beneath my skin. And the hardest part of healing is letting brokenness begin. I walk the rooms I used to fill with things that made me feel alive. The echoes linger longer than the reasons I survive. I open up the window just to feel the winter air. Some nights cold is easier than feeling what's still there. I thought I'd gotten stronger now that time had softened everything, but every quiet hour pulls the hurt back with its sting. And this is the moment I stop pretending I'm okay. Every truth I've pushed aside finds its way back through the gray. When the night is standing still, I feel the cracks beneath my skin. And the hardest part of healing is letting brokenness begin. Maybe strength is not the act of holding everything inside. Maybe breaking into pieces is the way we learn to stay alive. I trace the outline of my hurt and finally let it speak. Some hearts don't fall apart, they unfold when they're weak. And this is the moment I stop pretending I am fine. I keep saying I've moved on, but the truth never aligns. When the world is dim and still, my heart admits what's always been. Healing doesn't mean you're whole, just learning how to start again. So I sit within the quiet, letting honesty come through. Some nights breaking open is the bravest thing we do.
The night is white and sleepless, and it settles on my skin. I even try to breathe, but my thoughts keep pulling you in. The shadows move so slowly, like they know what I confess. Some names don't fade with distance, they return when I'm at rest. I try to keep the quiet still, but silence isn't kind. It echoes every memory you left behind. And I whisper your name in the dark, hoping it won't echo back. I keep pretending I'm okay, but the truth slips through the cracks. Every time the night grows still, your memory rises like a spark. And I'm left with all the pieces of the love we left in the dark. The clock keeps moving forward, but the room feels stuck in place. I see reflections of our past in every shadowed space. I tell myself it's over, but the quiet knows the truth. Some nights I feel the ghost of you more than I ever knew. I thought that time would dull it down, soften what we used to be. But every quiet hour reminds me how you still live in me. And I whisper your name in the dark, hoping it won't echo back. I keep pretending I'm okay, but the truth slips through the cracks. Every time the night grows still, your memory rises like a spark. And I'm left with all the pieces of the love we left in the dark. Maybe healing isn't linear, maybe longing never ends. Maybe some hearts stay unfinished where the quiet bends. I reach into the silence just to see what still remains, and find that every broken piece still softly speaks your name. And I whisper your name in the dark, knowing it won't fade away. I keep pretending I've moved on, but my chest still disagrees each day. Every time the world stands still, your memory leaves another mark. And I finally understand the truth, we never really lived the dark. So I lie awake in quiet, letting feelings come and go. Some names stay in the shadows, because that's where they learn to grow.
There's a quiet in this room tonight that feels a little strange. Your books still lean the way they did, untouched but still unchanged. The winter air hangs softly and it settles on my skin. Funny how the smallest things remind me where you've been. I tell myself you're gone for good, that I shouldn't call your name. But every shadow in this room still flickers like a flame. And the room still knows your name, even if I try to hide. Every empty space you left pulls a memory to my side. I keep telling myself I've healed, but the quiet says I'm wrong. Some places hold a part of you long after you've moved on. Your mug is on the table where you always like to sit. I should have put it all away, but I'm not ready, I'll admit. The warmth you left behind, you didn't ask this room to keep. But somehow every corner whispers things I meant to speak. I thought I'd learn to let things fade, to stop replaying what we were. But nights like this remind me why some memories still stir. And the room still knows your name, even if I try to hide. Every empty space you left pulls a memory to my side. I keep telling myself I've healed, but the quiet says I'm wrong. Some places hold a part of you long after you've moved on. Maybe time was meant to help, maybe I was meant to grow. But growing doesn't mean forgetting everything I used to know. And healing isn't simple when the echoes linger close. Some rooms don't lose their meaning even after the door is closed. And the room still knows your name in the silence you once filled. I keep pretending I've moved on, but some moments linger still. Every time the night falls soft, your memory opens like a door. And the truth I finally learned is this: I don't know you any less than before. So I sit within the quiet, letting old thoughts fade and stay. Some rooms remember gently, even when people walk away. The night is quieter than usual, and it pulls my mind your way. I sit beside the window light and wonder what I'd even say. The winter sky is heavy, and it settles on my chest. Funny how a single thought can drown the rest. I know that we've been over for longer than I admit, but something in this quiet asks a question I'm scared to fit. If I called your name tonight, would it still sound like it once did? I keep telling myself I've changed, but my heart feels like a kid. Every time the night turns still, your memory rises through the cold. And the truth I never say is this: some goodbyes never grow old. I walk the hallway slowly, hearing echoes from before. A version of myself who waited for your footsteps at the door. I try to shake the feeling off, but it lingers like perfume. Some memories don't leave, they just change the shape of rooms. I tell myself to let it go, to stop reopening. But nights like this remind some feelings always last. If I called your name tonight, would it still sound like it once did? I keep telling myself I've changed, but my heart feels like a kid. Every time the night turns still, your memory rises through the cold. And the truth I never say is this: some goodbyes never grow old. Maybe love was meant to fade, maybe we were built to part, but something in your absence still knows the outline of my heart. If all the roads we didn't take still echo what we lost, then maybe missing someone comes with learning what it cost. If I called your name tonight, would the world still feel the same? I keep pretending I've moved on, but some echoes keep your name. Every time the silence falls, your memory finds me like it knows. And the truth I finally understand: some goodbyes never really close. So I sit beside the window, letting old thoughts drift and fade, but your name still feels familiar, in a way I never fully laid.
Walking on a little slower, thinking of the words I missed. Every corner of this quiet night feels heavy with the things I never said. The winter air is soft but cold, it settles underneath my coat. Funny how the smallest thoughts can turn into the ones that hurt the most. I told myself that time would help, that silence wouldn't feel so loud, but every step I take tonight poses questions I'm not ready for out. All the things I should have said still echo like you're standing here with me. I keep telling myself I'm fine, but my heart won't let it be. Every time the night grows still, your memory rises like a tide. And the hardest truth to learn is this: some words ache more when left behind. Past the light outside my window, and it flickers like it knows. I never meant to shut you out, I just froze when feelings rose. I try to breathe the cold away, but it clings to everything. Some regrets fall slow like snow and melt only when they sting. I thought I'd learn to let things go, that I'd clean the pieces of the past. But walking through this quiet night, I see I never really have. All the things I should have said still echo like you're standing here with me. I keep telling myself I'm fine, but my heart won't let it be. Every time the night grows still, your memory rises like a tide. And the hardest truth to learn is this: some words ache more when left behind. If I could turn this night around, rewind the things I failed to say, I'd tell you how the quiet hurts and how I break a little every day. But closure isn't kindness, and time won't always heal. Some feelings stay unfinished because they're too heavy to reveal. All the things I should have said still linger in the spaces you once filled. I keep pretending I've moved on, but some hearts break standing still. Every time I face the night, your memory pulls me from inside. And the truth I finally understand: what sunset doesn't disappear, it survives. So I walk home through the silence, letting regrets fall where they may. Some nights don't give answers, they just make room for yesterday.
The streetlight we walked under still flickers like it used to do. I pass it on my way back home, and it keeps looking for you. The winter air is quiet, but it carries all our sound. Every laugh and every promise still lingers in this part of town. I tell myself it's over now, a chapter closed and gone. But every time the light turns on, it feels like nothing's moved on. The streetlight that knew us still shines like it remembers every step we made. I keep saying I've healed enough, but my shadow hasn't learned to fade. Every night I walk past here, your memory takes its place beside me, and the hardest truth to carry is this: some roads stay loyal long after the people leave. The cold wind pulls my coat back like it's asking me to wait. I hear echoes of our footsteps, though it's getting late. I'm older now, more distant, but these memories stay close. Funny how a single corner can hold the parts of me you chose. I tell myself I'm letting go, that I've learned from what we lost. But when the streetlight glows again, I feel the weight of what it cost. The streetlight that knew us still shines like it remembers every step we made. I keep saying I've healed enough, but my shadow hasn't learned to fade. Every night I walk past here, your memory takes its place beside me, and the hardest truth to carry is this: some roads stay loyal long after the people leave. I thought time would dim the light on everything we used to be, but tonight it glows even streetlight that knew us still shines like it's waiting for someone I can't be anymore. I keep saying I'm moving on, but my shadow still leans towards your door. Every night I walk past here, the past walks right back into me, and the truth I finally learned is that some places don't forget even when the heart tries to leave. The streetlight flickers softly, like it's whispering what I couldn't say. I walk home a little slower, because some goodbyes take years to fade.
I found the folder on my phone with all the words I never sent. They weren't meant to stay unread, but fear kept holding my intent. Some were written after midnight, some on days I missed your face, but every line I left unsent still sits exactly in your place. All the messages I never sent still sound like they're waiting for you to come back. My thumb hovers on delete, but the truth keeps pulling my hand away. Every word I couldn't say still sits exactly where you left me. And the cruelest part of loving you is knowing silence remembers better than I do. I scroll until my vision blurs, reading things I used to feel. It's strange how little sentences can make old heartaches suddenly real. I know you're building a different life, far from anything we planned. Yet somehow all these unsent words still hold on tighter than I can. All the messages I never sent still sound like they're waiting for you to come back. My thumb hovers on delete, but the truth keeps pulling my hand away. Every word I couldn't say still sits exactly where you left me. And the cruelest part of loving you is knowing silence remembers better than I do.
I came back to the corner where we used to spend our days. Nothing looks exactly same, but your shadow hasn't changed. The coffee warms my fingers, but it never reaches me. I still glance toward the doorway like you'd walk in casually. This half-empty seat still holds the shape of you like you never left. I keep saying I moved on, but my heartbeat begs to differ every time I sit right here. The living in a place your absence built. Scratches on the table still trace the nights we laughed. It's strange how quiet moments bring the hardest memories back. The barista says the usual, and I nod without a thought. But choosing what to drink alone feels heavier than I thought. This half-empty seat still holds the shape of you like you never left. I keep saying I moved on, but my heartbeat begs to differ every time I sit right here. The past slides into the seat beside me, and the cruelest truth is this: I'm still living in a place your absence built.
Snow was falling on the quiet street, covering every place your footsteps used to be. I stood where you once waited, just to feel what I had missed. The outline of a moment fading slowly in the drift. Silence has a way of telling what goodbyes refuse to say. In the snow-covered alley, I kept listening for footsteps that never turned back to me. In the cold I held my breath, hoping the echo of your leaving would soften into something less. But some passing quietly, and yours walk past my memory. Street lamps flickered softly on the trail you didn't take. Every shadow felt familiar, every corner felt the same. I traced the fading footprints till they vanished out of sight. A truth I finally followed into the stillness of the night. Maybe love stops returning when we wait too long in place. In the snow-covered alley, in the hush I saw goodbyes, walk forward only. Never meant to reappear.
The bus was barely moving when your name crossed my mind. City lights were streaking down the glass in crooked lines. I leaned into the window just to see what I could find, but all I saw was someone who'd been left a step behind. Funny how reflection shows what memory never tells. Through the window I saw myself, half a ghost and half a person, trying hard to look like someone else. Through the window in the blur of night, I watch my own expression shift between holding on and losing sight. The seats were almost empty, but my thoughts were crowded full. I wondered how I'd carried every feeling you could pull. The version that I met there in the fog upon the glass, he looked like he'd been waiting for a moment long since past. Maybe I was chasing things that never learned to stay. I wiped away the frost to fix the shape of me, but the truth in fleeting shadows was still the one I couldn't see. Through the window I saw myself, half becoming someone new, half refusing still to let you help. Through the window in the moving night, I realized I'd been holding on to what was never mine to fight. I saw someone in the distance with a coat that looked like yours. The way they moved through the evening made my heartbeat trip once more. I slowed down just a little as the headlights blurred the street. For a second I thought it was you, finding your way back to me. how a stranger shape can wake 1,000 things. For a second I thought it was you, the way the city lights wrapped around that fading view. For a second my heart mistook the truth, running toward a memory that never learned to lose. I kept walking, but the moment pulled me backward like a cord. Every echo from the pavement felt like something I'd ignored. There were words I never answered. There were things I couldn't say. So I chased that silhouette till it quietly slipped away. Isn't it strange how missing you shows up without a sound? For a second I thought it was you, a ghost in winter air, passing just beyond my view. For a second I almost followed through, but some goodbyes stay honest no matter what we do.
fear can make a quiet home where honesty can hide. Some feelings speak softly, even when they ache. You were the warmth I never said, the part of me that glowed long after you had fled. You were the warmth I couldn't name, but carried just the same. A whisper of a memory, still calling out your name.
I missed you in the quiet, where the colder moments stay. Your name was like a whisper that followed me all day. I tried to rise above it, but the truth kept sinking in. The echoes of your absence found a place beneath my skin. Some feelings never leave, they just learn where to breathe. I missed you quietly in the spaces no one sees, where every small reminder pulls me down onto my knees. I missed you quietly in the half light of the room, a memory unfolding like an old familiar wound. I walked into the evening, hoping shadows might let go, but all the fading streetlights made your outlines start to glow. I almost called to tell you how the days have felt too long, but silence has a rhythm, and it kept my courage gone. I carry what I shouldn't keep in places far too deep. I missed you quietly in the stillness of the night, where everything you left behind still holds a bit of light. I missed you quietly, though you'll never really know. Some loves stay unspoken and still refuse to go. Carried something quiet in the smallness of my hands. I thought I never voiced, but hoped you'd understand. You looked at me with kindness,
still don't know how to hold a moment made of honesty. I never grew that bold. It trembled on the edge of breath, but I hid the rest. I almost said it softly, the truth behind my eyes, the reason I kept waiting for your voice to recognize. I almost said it softly, but silence knew me well. It held the words together in a place I couldn't tell. Your shadow in the doorway still follows where I move, a reminder of a softness I never meant to lose. I rehearsed 1,000 versions of the things I meant to say, but courage always faltered when you stood in my way. The quiet grew too heavy then, so it stayed within. I almost said it softly, but fear was closer still, a trembling confession that my heart could not fulfill. I almost said it softly, but leaving it unsaid was the only gentle way to love you in my head.
I kept a part of you in the quiet of my chest, a place you never asked for, but stayed in nonetheless. I learned to hold the silence like a truth I couldn't show, a version of our story you would never really know. Sometimes love is softer than the courage we can find. Even if you never know, I loved you in the spaces where the tender moments go. Even if you never hear the words I meant to say, I see your shadow passing in the corners of my mind. It feels like you're returning, but it's only borrowed time. I almost told you everything, but almost wasn't real. The truth stayed in my heartbeat, where only I could feel. I held you in a silence too fragile to define. Even if you never know, you'll touch me like a season that refuses not to show. Even if you never read the lines I meant to send, you're written in the part of me that doesn't know its end. There's a memory that flickers on the edge of where I stand. I try to hold it steady, but it slips out of my hand, like a picture losing color. You soften at the sides. What's fading and what hides. I feel the quiet pulling near, a truth I couldn't hear before it fades from me. I breathe it in again, a delicate reminder of the way we might have been. Before it fades from me, I touch the ghost you left, a warmth that stays behind, where everything else forgets. Time rearranges pieces. I thought I understood. I walk into the spaces where you once said I was good. Your laughter turns to shadow, your footsteps in the air, but traces of your kindness still settle everywhere. Your name becomes
always in the quiet parts, where my softer thoughts would hide. I kept you in the corners, no one else could look inside. You waited for an answer, I was too afraid to give a truth that trembled softly, somewhere between stay and live. I replay the words I never spoke, lingering like smoke. What stays unspoken never dies, it moves beneath my heartbeat, in the spaces I can't quiet. What stays unspoken still reaches from the past, a shadow of a question we were too afraid to ask. I feel you in the doorway light, a trace of what we almost were. Every small hesitation feels louder when your name occurs. I wanted just a moment to tell you what I meant, but silence filled the doorway, where all my courage went. The echoes of the unsaid stay, soft but in the way. What stays unspoken holds its place, it colors every evening with the memory I face. What stays unspoken still breathes beneath my skin, a quiet warming ache of where we could have been.
There's a space you left open, right where your heartbeat used to fall. I traced the air you folded into silence. It still feels like you're in the wall. Every quiet moment bends towards you, pulling everything I feel into view. It rises in my chest, the part of us I never said aloud, a truth too heavy drifting like a cloud. In the space you left open, I'm softer than I planned, still reaching for a ghost that never learned to land. Your shadow settles on my shoulders, light enough to almost disappear. But when I breathe, I hear the outline of every word I needed you to hear. My hands remember what I shouldn't hold. My heart repeats what it never told. It echoes through the room, the moment you were almost mine. A melody that stayed between the lines. In the space you left open, I'm smaller than I seem, still fighting with the echo of an unfinished dream. I keep walking through your absence like it's something I could touch. Loving you in fragments was somehow still too much. But when your memory leans in close, I break in ways no one knows. And that's the part that stays, the truth that never learned to fade. Still circles where your silence made its home. In the space you left open, I breathe you like a name. Not to bring you back again, but to love you just the same.
You left your sweater on the chair, a quiet piece of you still there. I tried to move it once or twice, but somehow it never feels right. Some moments stay and don't explain. Soft echoes I can't rearrange. These are the things we didn't name, the little signs that stayed the same. I hear them every time I breathe, the quiet truth beneath my sleep. There's something in the way you spoke, a gentle pull I never broke. I keep it folded in my mind, a place you left but I still find. Some feelings arise without a sound and linger long after they're found. These are the things we didn't name, the little signs that stayed the same. I hear them every time I breathe, a quiet truth beneath my sleep. Maybe love is soft like this, something close you almost miss. Maybe we were something true, just never said in full view. These are the things we parts we can't reclaim. I feel them every time I breathe, the gentle lake you left in me. These are the things we didn't name, the little signs that stayed the same. I hear them every time I breathe, the quiet truth beneath my sleeve.
I hear the quiet in your name, a gentle echo I can't place. It lingers softly in my chest, a memory I haven't faced. Every moment slips away, but something in me wants to stay. Here's where the quiet starts, filling up the empty parts. I feel the shadows move inside my heart, still learning how to let them pass. Your voice is somewhere in the haze, a distant sound I can't replace. It pulls me back a step or two, to all the things I never proved. I keep replaying what we missed, a fading warmth I still resist. Here's where the quiet starts, filling up the empty parts. I feel the shadows move inside my heart, still learning how to let them pass. Maybe I'm slower than I should be, trying to lose what still feels like me. Something soft and something stay, but I'm not breaking the same way. Here's where the quiet starts, filling up my empty parts. I feel the shadows moving from my heart, and maybe that's enough at last.
breathe a little deeper now, letting go of things I never said out loud. Soft movements in the quiet air, a feeling drifting everywhere. When the room slows, I find myself unfolding in the low tones. Every heartbeat moves a little more alone, but somehow it feels like home. Your shadow lingers where the light once stayed, a memory I never meant to fade. I trace the outline of the space you filled, trying to touch something I never could hold still. All the small things I used to ignore are louder than they were before. When the room slows, I find myself unfolding in the low tones. Every heartbeat moves a little more alone, but somehow it feels like home. Maybe quiet is a place to start, a soft return to my own heart. I let the silence settle in and breathe like I can feel again. When the room slows, I finally hear the things I never chose. Every moment moving soft and close, and somehow it feels like home.
The chair across from me is still. Your absence has its own kind of chill. I drink my coffee slow to hide the empty seats you left behind, and everything you didn't say echoes in a quiet way. This is what's left of me, a hollow room, an empty seat. Your shadow lingers where you sat, a ghost I didn't ask for back. If fading is the way you chose, then this is how the silence grows. I hear your laughter in the air, a memory pretending you're still there. But when I reach to feel your trace, My hand falls through an open space. You taught me how a goodbye sounds, without a voice to bring it down. This is what's left of me, a hollow room, an empty seat. Your shadow lingers where you sat, a ghost I didn't ask for back. If fading is the way you chose, then this is how the silence grows. Maybe losing you was slow, a quiet hurt you didn't show. Now every night I sit alone, counting pieces you've outgrown. This is what remains tonight, your outline caught in weak cafe light. No sudden end, no breaking plea, just what's left of you and me. You sit across from me in quiet light, your shadow softer than the night. You breathe like someone far away, a voice too faint to make me stay. And every pause you leave behind feels like a place we can't rewind. We're fading in the quiet now, losing pieces, not sure how. Your silence falls like winter, cold enough to keep me there. If all we were is slipping through, I guess I always somehow knew. Your fingers move but never reach, a distance I can't watch the way you hold your cup, like you're afraid to open up. Your eyes drift past the window light, then circle back as if to say you might. I feel your gaze before you speak, a quiet glance that makes me weak. You tap your finger on the chair, like you're unsure why you care.
There's something here I can't deny,
A subtle spark that brushes by.
we're close but still we're keeping slow.
A poet trying not to show. Two ways to feel this moment here, both of us a little near.
You breathing slow,
I breathe in deep. We're falling softly, half asleep. If this is how a feeling grows,
we're learning it in different flows.
you smile like you don't want me to see, but it still ends so easily.
Your hands relax a second more, inviting me to stay before you're sure.
I hear the quiet in your tone, the truth you've never fully shown. You meet my eyes then drift away, but not enough to truly stray. Your silence feels like something clear.
Your quiet means you want me near.
I'm not naming what this is yet,
But something's here we won't forget.
two ways to feel this moment here, both of us a little near.
You breathing slow,
I breathe in deep. We're falling softly, half asleep. If this is how a feeling grows, we're learning it in different flows. Maybe we don't need a sign.
maybe this is by design.
Gentle hearts untangled slow, meeting where the quiet goes. Two ways to feel this moment now, both unsure of why or how.
But if we move,
In softened strides, we just might end on the same side. Oh. You pause before you speak again, like every thought is weighing in. Your fingers tap against your knee, telling more than what I see. And in the space before your voice, I hear the truth you didn't choose. It's what you don't say that I feel, the quiet things that turn to real, a shifting breath, a softened stare, a moment hanging in the air. If silence is your honest way, I'll listen to what you don't Discarded words fall slow and light, like you're afraid they might ignite. But when you look at me too long, I know your quiet isn't wrong. There's something reaching out to me in every pause you try to keep. It's what you don't say that I feel, the quiet things that turn to real, a shifting breath, a softened stare, a moment hanging in the air. If silence is your honest way, I'll listen to what you don't say. Ooh, you don't need to rush the truth. Your rhythm doesn't need to prove. Let the quiet take its place. I hear your heart without the phrase. It's what you don't say that I feel, a quiet honesty revealed. No need to push the words away. I'm hearing everything you don't say.
I felt the shift before I knew your name, like something soft had rearranged. You looked at me and then away, leaving echoes I couldn't explain. And in that space between our eyes, a quiet spark began to rise. Before I even learned your name, something in me wasn't the same. A gentle pull I can't define, a moment slipping out of time. I didn't know what this could be, but something moved inside of me. Your voice was calm, almost unsure, like truth wrapped in a whispered blur. I caught a glimpse of who you are, not with facts but with your guard ajar. And all the things you didn't show still told me more than you could know. Before I even learned your name, something in me wasn't the same. A gentle pull I can't define, a moment slipping out of time. speak in softened tones tonight, like every word is holding light. I watch the way you hesitate, as if your truth is running late. And something quiet fills the room, a feeling warm enough to bloom. We're almost something, almost real, a little closer than we meant to feel. No need to rush, no need to know, just let the moment take it slow. If this is all we choose to be, it's still a kind of honesty. It's still a kind of honesty. Your eyes keep drifting into mine, like they're searching for a hidden sign. You say you're scared of getting lost, but staying distant has its cost. So let your guard down just a bit. You don't have to define it yet. We're almost something, almost real, a little closer than we meant to feel. No need to rush, no need to know, just let the moment take it slow. If this is all we choose to be, it's still a kind of honesty. It's still a kind of honesty. Every time you look away, I feel you near me anyway. Maybe not naming what we find is how we keep the peace of mind. We're almost something, almost real, a quiet truth in the way we feel. No promises, no lines to cross, just holding space, so nothing's lost. We're almost something, almost real, a little closer than we meant to feel. No need to rush, no need to know, just let the moment take it slow. If this is all we choose to be, it's still a kind of honesty. It's still a kind of honesty. You sit across from me with softened eyes. speaking gently like the truth is shy. Your fingers trace the rim of your cup, as if the right words won't show up. And in the quiet between your lines, something warm begins to rise. It's a quiet kind of close we share, not a promise, just a gentle care. No definitions, nothing forced, just letting our hearts stay the course. If this is all we ever know, it's enough to feel you slow. You say you're tired of being understood, that sometimes simple things feel good. Your voice is low but honest still, a softness bending to your will. And when you breathe out something true, I almost breathe it in with you. It's a quiet kind of close we share, not a promise, just a gentle care. No definitions, nothing forced, just letting our hearts stay the course. If this is all we ever know, it's enough to feel you slow. Maybe closeness doesn't need a name. Maybe calm can burn the same. If you want to stay right here, I'll keep the space warm, soft and clear. It's a quiet kind of close we share, a moment held with simple care. If nothing more is meant to come, I'm grateful for this quiet world. The quiet glow is resting on your face, like every light is trying to keep you safe. Your hand is warm but hiding in your sleeve. You smile at things I never quite believe, and I don't need to speak a single word. Some feelings don't have to be heard. In this late night glow, you pull me near. Every little moment feels so clear. Are we something more? We're just halfway. I keep waiting for a sign you'll stay. If this is all we get tonight, let it be soft and warm and bright. In this late night glow, I know I'm not ready to let you go. You talk All the heavy thoughts don't make a sound. If tomorrow turns us into strangers, let tonight keep us from the day.